Hey everybody, how's it going? Dan Schinder here on Drum Talk TV. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you're keeping safe, being healthy, and most importantly, being nice to each other. You are being nice out there, right? I'm coming to you from Globe, Arizona, 100 miles east of Phoenix, up in the mountains. And our guest today is coming all the way from St. Petersburg, Russia. I bet some of you didn't even know they had internet there, right? No, just kidding. So I'm so excited to introduce the 18 to 39-year-old Hit Like a Girl contest category champion on drum set, Lisa Chepkavskaya from Russia. Hi, Lisa. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. And how are you?
Doing wonderful. Thank you. I'm so excited to have you on. I've been watching your drumming videos, and it's pretty clear why you ranked so high in the Hit Like a Girl contest and became the winner because you've got quite a diverse variety of styles that you like to play, right?
Yeah, that's for
Great.
sure.
Well, before we talk about that, let's give everybody a little taste of your playing. I'm going to play a couple of videos, short clips to give you all a quick little preview of Lisa's versatility because I love drumming that is versatile. So this is Lisa with Annika Niles' Alter Ego. Check this out. I love this piece. Such a great job, too. Check it out. And let us know if you have questions for Lisa. And let us know where you're watching from. Okay, so everybody, hold that thought in your mind, hold that style in your mind, and check this out. This is Lisa playing Russian Circles piece Deficit. A little different. Check it out. And now, back to Annika. Let's skip right to the middle. Two completely different styles of music here. And we will show a clip from Lisa's winning performance in just a little bit too. I just love that piece. So Lisa, let's start with this. What got you started in drumming? Why the drums? Girls don't play drums, do they?
Oh yeah. It's really rare to see a girl drumming. Wow. It's a quite funny story just because it wasn't actually my intention to play drums. Originally, I started playing classical guitar and then I went to electric guitar. So for me, it was quite natural to see the melody and I was more involved with the melody. But then it was all thanks to my mom. So she saw that my friends and me, we were starting a band, but we didn't have a drum set. So she said, okay, Lisa, I will give you a present. We'll buy a drum set so you could start a band. I was, okay, thanks, Mom. So I got the drum set and I said to my friend, you can sit at the drum set and play it. Just be careful, please, because it's my drum set. And then I saw how to play it. I said, no, it's not like this. You shouldn't beat it like this. So I sat at the drum set and then I stopped playing electric guitar at that
Wow.
moment. I decided to become a drummer. And it was so many years ago. It was in high school, I think.
Oh,
And
wow.
then yeah, it kind of progressed, and now I'm more into rhythm than into melodies, actually.
Oh, great. And I want to tell everybody again, if you're just joining us, Lisa is the champion of the Hit Like a Girl contest, the 18 to 39-year-old category on drum set. And Lisa's 28, so you've been playing since high school, so you've been playing about 10, 11 years?
Oh yeah,
Great,
might be even more.
great.
Yeah.
And who were some of your first influences on the drums? You mentioned you were playing first classical guitar, then electric guitar. What kind of music were you listening to? And then what drummers did you start paying attention to when you took up the drums?
Oh wow, it's actually it comes from different styles. So I started with punk rock, a lot of hard music, and of course I loved Metallica. So I played a lot of Lars Ulrich parts, but at that moment I didn't understand anything. So I was just listening to music and trying to recreate something. So for me, of course, it was Slipknot and Metallica. First
Oh, wow.
albums of Metallica. That's my still my favorite. Yeah.
That's
Well,
great.
yeah. So it started from really heavy music. I liked heavy hitting drummers, and for me, it was the biggest inspiration because I liked the dynamics. I like the way you see it like rage on stage. So I like this feeling.
I have so many questions around that. The second question will have to do with your musical path kind of twisting and turning a little bit to different styles. But going back to your roots of your favorite music, what do you think of the topic that for at some point in time it became fashionable for drummers to criticize Lars and to not like Lars. And some people say that his playing got more simplified, all these different things. I personally cannot find a reason to criticize any drummer. Just because someone doesn't like that drummer's playing doesn't mean they suck. It just means you don't like their playing. If you don't like Bananas, it doesn't mean they don't
Yeah.
suck. They suck. It just means you don't like them. What are your thoughts on all this garbage that goes around about Lars's playing?
Well, actually, I agree with you totally. So for me, knowing that this music produced an impact on me, an effect, a special, it has a special place in my heart. So I cannot say anything bad about these musicians. And it's not actually. I see that a lot of musicians, especially if they're very, very cool musicians, they come from different universities and they have musical degrees. They actually become very skeptical of other musicians. So I see that, for example, people who like progressive rock, they say that, well, you see, Lombardo can do something which is better than Lars Ulrich. But I never compare drummers. I think they all deserve the spot. So these people they're not just Lars Ulrich, so how can they judge him?
Right.
I think
I
his
see.
style is interesting in a way. It makes the music that we have. So we don't have another choice, and I think that's great that everybody has his or her own voice on the drums.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for chiming in on that. It's a
Uh,
subject that I'm real sensitive to because it just drives me nuts when I see people hate on
yeah.
other drummers. And then you ask, well, how many gold and platinum records do you have in your wall? Oh,
Oh
that's right,
yeah.
none. So
Well, yeah.
what moved you from heavy music like Metallica and Slipknot to the more syncopated rhythms with triplets and almost a little reggae and fusion stylings to something like Anna Niles' alter ego piece that you played?
Well, actually, after listening to a lot of hard and I should say even extreme music, I found myself in a post-rock band. So it started to get a little bit, how to say, emotional, so to say, and the music became more dynamic, not so hard and extreme. And I was involved in this project for some years, and
Mm.
we actually progressed from post-rock into indie electronic pop music, and then I actually changed a lot with my mindset and with my views, and I opened myself to more musical styles. So that was the moment when I started listening to other music.
That's great. That's important. I think the wider
Yeah,
we broaden our radar and horizons of music we listen to, the more tools and things we pick
yeah,
up.
for sure.
That's great. Um, let's talk about the Hit Like a Girl contest.
Yeah.
What is this the first time you entered?
No, no.
How
It
many
was the
times did you
second.
enter before? It's the second time?
Yeah, second.
And what did you do differently this time around about your approach that you feel was a game changer? Was it the selection of music? Were you just a better player? What do you think is different? Gave you the
Oh
best
wow.
outcome?
I don't know. I actually, before I entered, I have a funny story. It must have been my third time entering, but I was preparing Annie Canal's video just for this contest, and I remember that it was the last moment that I could enter the contest. So I made the video all by myself. I asked some friends to find a studio where I can actually film the video, and I sat all 2 nights. I didn't sleep. I just wanted to make this video. And at the very last moment, actually, I uploaded the video. I just filled in all the information, and then I don't remember what happened, but it was closed. So they couldn't take my entrance. So I didn't do it with any canals. For me, it was the top of what I can do, actually, because I always wanted to play this song. For me, it was like an exam that you make to test your abilities of understanding what she's playing. And for me, it was so cool just to play it.
Yeah.
And then I stopped analyzing. Of course, I was asking my friends, what should I play to make an impression or something? They said, do some Snarky Puppy. I was like, okay, I like Snarky Puppy. That would be great. But then I stopped. I thought that, yeah, that would be great, but I should do something that would be me. So I chose the song that nobody listens to, but I like it. I like Sam Geezer very much. I like Adam Neely. He's a big inspiration as a bass player. I always watch his videos because he's such a great musician and such a great person. And I decided to just make a video, and then some second thoughts. So maybe should I send it to a contest? And yeah, I did without any second thoughts, actually.
Wow.
Just I don't know, just for what.
That's great. I'm going to show some of your winning entry, which is the piece "Drunk" by Sungazer. It's a very interesting piece. And it's like the tuning changes every other measure, it sounds like. And I want to give some shout outs. Hey, everybody, how's it going? Anthony Whitman says, I'm sure my preference doesn't surprise you, Dad, being a huge Bill Bruford fan. Oh, he likes the Annika style of playing better than the other style. Indonesia's in the house with Timba. How are you? Matt Bangreen from UK. New Jersey is Anthony Whitman. How are you? Thanks, everybody, for chiming in. Let us know if you have questions for Lisa. Mike Skinner in Wales. We're going to play a bit of her winning entry. This is really an interesting piece. Check this out. such a cool piece of music. How long did you work on that before you made the video, Lisa?
Oh well, it actually was just a week.
Really?
Um, yeah, I was surprised too because I have to be really honest with you about my abilities. I'm actually skeptical about all my choices in music. So sometimes I just see it like a week. It's not enough actually for you. You should just play for a month at least. So I take a long time before I actually do something. So,
Mm-hmm.
and in this case, I just had to. I had already a meeting with my friend. He said, "Well, I scheduled the studio, so you have to do it at this particular time." I was okay.
So you had
Well,
a short
and
deadline to squeeze all
yeah,
that
I
in.
had a really short deadline, so I was sitting nights and days in my studio and made sure that I just understood everything that I was playing.
Yeah. So once you sent in the submission, what happens then? It goes to the Hit Like a Girl contest website, and all
Yeah.
the other ladies have all their videos there. And were you constantly checking it and watching the voting come in and like talk about that process that happens after you send in your
Oh,
submission?
well, I remember my feelings first time when I sent my video. It was a video with well, I forgot the name of the band, unfortunately. So I sent it, and I was checking the page at least once a day just to see if I have comments, to talk with somebody, because basically when I take part in any activity, I just want to be in the company of people who actually share the same views. For me, it's more interesting than to show off
Yeah.
because showing off is it's not actually the point of making music and just doing
Right.
anything in music. So and I was just checking it every time and then I actually stopped. I don't know why the last time I didn't have much time, so I checked it maybe once or twice a week just to make sure that something is going on. You
Mm-hmm.
see, just because of the COVID-19, everything changed, and we had I don't remember. Something happened with the schedule, and we had to wait a little bit longer for the
Right.
results.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And at what point did you look at it and see all these votes? And were you surprised at what you saw?
Oh yeah. Well, I was really surprised, but first of all, I became a how's that called? Actually, when you win in a week, weekly winner. Yeah, I forgot this. Yeah. So when I became a weekly winner, I was surprised. I was like, what is going on? I've never thought about it. And then suddenly I got an email from Dave, I think, and it was in the morning. I was opening just my eyes and I opened my telephone. I saw email and then I checked it. I was, what?
From Dave Levine, the founder of
Yes,
Hit
yes,
Like a Girl.
Dave. He's such a great person, by the way. So
Yeah.
I've opened the email and I found out that I'm the winner. I was shocked. It was first of
Really?
all morning for me, and it was such a nice start of the morning. And my first thought actually was, is it a mistake? maybe they mistaken me with somebody else. So I decided to wait some moment. Some time I waited, and then only in the evening I think I answered the email. So
Oh,
for me it
really?
was yeah.
Wow.
I thought that it was a mistake actually.
And then what happened from there up to the point where you found out you were the overall winner of the 18 to 39-year-old
Wow.
category?
Yeah, well, so I got the email that I'm the winner, and then some time passed just because, you see, as I mentioned, just because of the COVID-19, everything changed. We didn't have the prizes, but we actually discussed it with Dave, so he planned some activities for us. First of all, we had interview. We went live on Instagram with all the winners, so we
I remember
discussed
that.
it. Yeah, it was crazy. I wanted the same live stream with Annika. For me, it was like, oh, I was watching it. I was smiling all the time, and for me, it was so crazy that this person for me, it's like a role model. She was speaking about me
Yeah.
and discussing my performance, and for me it was so like a blessing. Yeah, so it was crazy, and I might not actually remember all the details what happened after, just because it was like a snowball. And then we discussed the prizes, and I still feel like I don't know, like it's not with me, like it's not happening with me.
Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah.
So now what? What now? Are you in a
Oh, wow.
band? Do you do recording? Are you able to play live there in St. Petersburg?
Oh wow! First of all, I'm actually, as I've told you, I've been doing some electric guitar, and I also sometimes I do my own music. I write my own music, and I planned actually for this year at least to record something, because I also like electronic music. And this is my main goal. And besides that, I also have some bands, but these are actually cover bands. I don't, first of all, I should tell you that I don't consider covers to be a serious activity. It's just something that I do for fun.
That's good, because that's where I think we pick up a lot of our skills by learning from other drummers by playing their music, which is okay.
Yeah, I think it's okay. It gives a lot, actually. I have just a lot of good moments with songs, and this idea that you don't understand how to play it when you first hear it, but then you start playing it note by note very slowly. And after some time, you pass a moment where you understand I actually played it in a real tempo, and it was the same, and I understood everything. So for me, it's like this moment that I really like. Not I don't know, not the cover activity that I see sometimes on YouTube.
Yeah.
There are actually great YouTubers that can do this, but I'm not one of them. I just do it for myself. I make it like a portfolio, maybe, for somebody to see.
That makes sense. Let's look at the comments here. John Kinsting's watching. So, Mikey, I just asked about since the competition when. I think that's what you're asking. Mike Skinner is in Wales, in the UK, and he also says, or in Wales, sorry, says, we have a TV show called The Voice Kids, and the house band has a female drummer, Emily Dolan. Has Lisa found she has session offers coming to her? Have you had offers coming to you for session work or anything like that since you won?
Well, actually, no.
Not yet.
But I'm ready for any activity.
I love the attitude. That's great. That's perfect. Let's see who else we have here. So far, no questions. Let us know if you have any questions. What do you want to do? Okay, so I'm going to ask you, because I'm old enough to be your father, I'm going to ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? Do you want to follow a musical path, or do you have other ideas? Is this just for fun, or what are your aspirations?
I'm quite serious about the drumming, and I'm quite serious about musical career. Not only drumming, so as I mentioned, Annika for me is a role model just because she writes her own music and she has her own style.
Yes.
So this is something that I'm developing, or kind of developing, just because I haven't released anything. So.
Yeah, no, that's good,
but I'm planning. This is something for me. I think it's a really difficult path. Before, I was just a member of a band and then a member of another band, but you're never a solo artist. So I want to be a solo artist. This is something that you have to make your courage for this. So,
right.
Yeah.
Great. What is the music scene like there in St. Petersburg, Russia? First of all, is there any live music with the situation with COVID?
Well, I should tell you, it depends on the kind of musical activity you're asking about. So if you're speaking about official concerts or something like gigs with different touring bands, no, we don't have it. We will start to have it, I think, in future months.
Okay.
maybe in September, because I've heard we're even going to have a festival. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, in September it's gonna be an open air. So maybe there are lots of rumors we're going to go on second quarantine. So people are actually quite careful about this.
Good.
Yeah, and if you speak about cover bands, well, I'm in a cover band right now, so we do some work, and there are people that are ready to pay for this, and they don't care actually about quarantine measures. So they say, "Oh, can you come in and play?" We say, "Yeah, sure," and then we play, and nothing happens. Actually, there is no police. Nobody controls it. So.
Okay. Does it feel safe though?
Well, it's a little bit strange. So I'm doing lots of concerts just with my cover band, and for some concerts, people ask us to do some special tests to make sure that we don't have coronavirus. So when you actually I haven't been ill, I didn't have it. So for me, going and doing some tests was a little bit strange. Yeah, and I'm not sure actually. It feels safe. I don't know why.
Well, that's good. And go ahead.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I was just saying, go ahead. I thought I interrupted you.
Oh yeah, no. Sorry.
Okay.
It's okay. Well, if you're not seeing many people and if you're taking care of yourself, it's quite safe.
And what kind of music is your cover band playing?
Oh, everything. So they have a little bit of rock music, old pop music, or modern pop music. So I'm playing everything, which is quite interesting. And we have a big cover band. So we have trumpet, saxophone, we have violin. So for me, it's just an interesting activity. I came from the studio, so actually I was playing for 2 years just without anybody, just for myself, training and rehearsing, and then suddenly you got to play with 11 people. You're like, okay, this is crazy. Yeah. So for me, it's an interesting experience.
Yeah, sounds fun. So I have, for my last question, it is not music related. It's actually the Lisa Chepkavskaya fun fact question. When you're not playing drums, when you're not playing guitar, when you're not studying music or doing anything related to music, what do you like to do?
Wow, actually, I like languages. I like learning languages. I like learning different stuff besides languages. But yeah, I'm not actually. Wow, I didn't study music. Well, unfortunately, but I studied as a linguist, so I studied Chinese, I studied English, I also took some interest in Japanese, and yeah, in the future I would like to study French.
Oh, wow.
So
great.
yeah, when I have free time, this is something that I do.
That's awesome. That sounds fun. I want to thank you so much for taking time on a Wednesday night to join me. What time is it there? I think you're like 10 hours ahead. Is it like 10:30 p.m. there?
Yeah, past 10. Yeah.
Yeah, great. And there is a question. Let's see what this question is. And Mike Skinner is telling us regarding Emily, who we mentioned from The Voice Kids, the drummer there. She has an education site online. Would Lisa ever consider expanding her playing and composing work with educational posts to develop new talent? Have you ever thought of that?
Yeah, I thought about it, but for me it's a big responsibility. So I took some interest in this, and I was heavily inspired by Mike Johnson. He's one of the greatest drummers that I've seen, and he took it to the level that I thought that you have to be really skilled, you have to love it to be a very good teacher. So for me, it's a big responsibility. Yeah, I had some students, and I actually take a lot of time to prepare because I want everything to be perfect.
Good.
And I want my students to be the greatest students and the greatest musicians. So maybe in the future, I'm not actually sure.
Great. Thanks for the question, Mike. And John Kinsting asks, can you name some more of your drumming influences? You mentioned Lars, Annika. Yeah. Do you have a few others?
Yeah, sure. Actually, you shown a video deficit. It's actually one of the greatest drummers that I've ever seen playing. Fortunately, I had an experience. I watched him playing live. His name is Dave Turnkrantz. He plays in Russian circles. He has such a style that for me it was unbelievable watching it. It actually hypnotizes you. This is something that I really like with the drummers. And also, one of the latest and strongest influences, I should tell you, is Eric Improta. Yes, he's the beast.
Yeah, Eric's a good friend of mine. He's amazing. Yeah.
Yes. And he's such a nice dude, actually. I've watched a lot of videos with him and I've listened to all of the podcasts. I'm so inspired by his creativity, yeah.
Good. He's a great influence, yeah. I think you guys are around the same age, too.
Yeah, this is crazy, actually, but he's like 100 times better and cooler. Just because he has such an amazing style.
Yeah, folks, if you're not familiar with Eric, it's Eric with an A-R-I-C, Imprata. Look up Drum Talk TV, Eric Imprata, and you'll see a bunch of videos and an interview. He's really good, very versatile, and he comes from a family of gymnasts. So he could do like a backflip from in front of his kit onto his stool, all kinds of crazy stuff. We've done a series, actually, of Eric's videos called Attention Deficit Disorder Drumming. Yeah. We did another series where he had, I forgot how many, 8, 10, 16 different drummers play their own version of something, and he stuck it all together. Really great stuff. You got to look up Eric Imprata. That's a really neat influence to have, and a really great range from Lars to Annika to the gentleman from Russian Circles all the way to Eric. It's really cool. That's great. Thanks for the question, John, and thanks everybody. Thank you, Mike Skinner. And again, Lisa, thanks so much. We'll do this again sometime. Feel free to send me videos. I would love to see a video of you doing a drum solo or a warm-up exercise or original music. So always feel free to send me that. And thank you, David Levine, for putting on such a wonderful event with the Hit Like a Girl contest for so many years. It's a really, really great mission. Lisa, stay on the line with me after I wave goodbye to the audience. Audience, we're going to wave goodbye. Thank you so much. Thank you for following Drum Talk TV and joining Lisa and myself here for her very first interview. Congratulations on your win for the 18 to 39 category. You're welcome for the drum set category of Hit Like a Girl. Thanks so much, everybody. Bye-bye.